XRP holders waking up today to a bunch of alerts, to a bunch of panic. Tell me something I don't know. Guys, take a look at what's on the screen. We have to get used to pain. This is something that we've seen in the past. In fact, last week it was much worse, but right now it's just crawling down. A couple hours ago, 219 came back up a little bit. Surprising, coming down. 350 million or so dollars. I'll show you right now. And Watch Guru liquidated, of course. Some people, you know, the last 48 hours got liquidated shorts, now longs, back and forth. And we have China. President Trump says no when asked if China tariffs will stand. And I think could see as a bullish sentiment, and it could have been. That's why at around 6 a.m. we pumped. This happened when most of you here in the U.S. were sleeping. The price was 219, and all of a sudden, boom, back to 230. I mean, for XRP, the price of BTC was, you can take a look at this, 103. Came all the way down, all the way up to 106, and it's coming down once again. It's like the perfect manipulation strategy, the perfect time for people just start going at it and breaking the S&P 500 erases losses. As President Trump says, high tariffs on China will not remain. Futures are now 75 points higher, but still it's coming down. Take a look at this. Trump says he will meet with President Xi in 2 weeks. Admits such high tariffs are unsustainable. When asked if current tariffs will stay, he says no. So he cooling off. And we have this conversation I want to play for you guys so you have a more of a better idea. I think this could have happened on Sunday or so, but then we have Peter Schiff, one of the bearish guys with crypto and Bitcoin. The losses that people are about to hit and experience will be staggering. Expect a wave of bankruptcies, defaults, and layoffs as the sector is decimated by the imminent Bitcoin and Ether crash. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, of course. He said, keep dreaming, Bitcoin is never going to hit $100,000. This is the same guy, right? So take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, guys, when things are not looking the best way, Bitcoin falls below 104,000 before Trump made this statement. For the first time since July 2025, like we've been hovering the line, right? But that's exactly what we had a conversation yesterday, that even if we go lower, here it is, 250 million. By now, it's going to be, more than that. Take a look at the links down below, guys. Drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel. Welcome. Yeah, it's a lot of panic. There's a lot of things people saying and what's really going on. I think we've seen over the last couple of days, there's many headlines and many news going up and down, and people are very happy. Yesterday, as I made the announcement, right? I told you guys this happened. Let me show you here. It's gonna be, let's just go this way. Watch Guru already posted. Just in, Ripple to raise at least $1 billion to purchase XRP. So it was on on Cointelegraph yesterday. Now it's on Watch Guru earlier today, October 17. Just in, which is really awesome. That's really nice. But I think a lot of people are saying, well, we went to 240. But it didn't even last 12 hours because now all of a sudden, boom, back at 220, right? And this has nothing really much to do with XRP. It's just the thing that people are going through in the markets, right? If you want to buy the dip, if you don't want to care about the panic and the pain, the losses that, well, people that are positioned too heavily are experiencing. If you're just buying spot on the sidelines, right? Buying and holding the line, well done. That's what I'm doing too. People know, if you're studying TA, if you're doing a bunch of trading, how this moves, obviously, you're not going to be able to trade it 4 hours. You got to be trading the scalping, the short time frames. And that's how people, I think, are going to make the most money, knowing what pattern it's going to be following. Join me in the first link down below on BTCC, everybody. Sign up, start trading, start buying, start holding. Do what you want, all right? It's your money. But obviously, the money that you're going in, that's the money that we're willing to lose. That's the law of the land. And when people don't know that, they start blaming everybody but themselves. And that's funny, right? Because that just tells me everything I need to know from that person. So if you want to know and want to be successful in crypto, stop whining and start buying, because we are extremely early in crypto. We're just so early that we have such volatile prices, and things can change in just one day, less than one day. We just need the good headlines so people and the whales and everybody holding, all the big name assets change their idea, and that's it. And we're heading into a new FOMC, right? So that's pretty exciting. So now the question is, when is it going to flip, right? What's going to happen? Well, today we have a conversation with Zelensky, Trump and Zelensky, right? Then later we're going to talk with Russia. Then later we're going to talk with China. That's going to take us all the way till the end of the month, October. So, Oscar, is this the Pumptober you told us about? Is this the Pumptober, October that I was very excited for? I think Pumptober just got delayed. That's just what happened. Pumptober was primed to be a pretty good month, but with everything that occurred, trading-wise, tariff-wise, war and stuff, which is somewhat good news, right? The peace summit, still, there's still conflict inside. We've heard that. But it seems that the markets, they don't really trust the politicians right now. They're not trusting what they're saying. They know kind of like what's behind the scenes, and they see everything. They're transparent. That's what the markets and the traders are looking at, the whales. So right now, our choice is simple. Just keep an eye on it and stay smart, stay put. So that's what's happening. That's what I can tell you, everybody. For sure, prices are waking up today and coming down more. But I'll tell you, everybody, nothing surprises me right now. Nothing surprises me, although it's difficult to swallow. But at the end of the day, these are the way to go. We still have the government shutdown. We still have the government shutdown. So 17 days. And obviously that doesn't really help much. The U.S., government and all the activities and, well, I'm not going to say economy, right? But I mean, people are obviously, some of them are missing paychecks and more. Plus some agencies are not open. So there you have it, everybody. I always had a great relationship with President Xi, as you know, but they're always looking for an edge. I think we're going to be fine with China, but we have to have a fair deal. And that's what's happening. That's what they're cooking. But this fair deal, man, it's taking our market, our industry, and everyone a toll. And just happened last week, right? Exactly a week ago, we experienced $20 billion in losses. And Binance got a footstorm right after that. So it's been a week that people have been attacking Binance a lot, and it's not, and other different protocols, right? So we'll see how today goes, but we'll be watching very carefully. Thanks for coming in, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.